Welcome to Chateau du Seuil.
Bonjour everyone. Today I am here at Chateau du Seuil. I think that's how you say it. I know that I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful location. I'm going to show you guys in a few minutes. I took video earlier. The tasting manager took me around on a special tour. I'm very special because today is Sunday and normally they don't do tours on Sunday. But because I'm me, I got the VIP treatment. So he took me around, he showed me around all their vineyards, all the different wines that they make and they grow here. And now we're gonna go inside, take a look at the cellars, we're gonna look at the shop, and we're gonna do some tasting, and I cannot wait. I am so excited. This location is stunningly beautiful. It's probably the best place I've seen since I've been here in France the last 4 days. It's just breathtakingly beautiful. So let's take a look at where I just drove around, and then after that, let's go inside and do some tasting.
Hi, I'm Richard. I'm the tasting room manager, and I'm in charge of taking you on this private tour today. And now, let's get lost with Lisa. So this is the brand new winery, 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stainless steel, as you can see. That means a lot of rosé also.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And then you have some oak also. So this one is only used for red, and it's the last parcel we saw on the step one.
Okay.
Everything starts here basically in September. So when harvest time is coming, in general we harvest between the 1st and 15th of September, and we only harvest by machine because the parcels are too far away from the winery and has to go fast. We start with rosé in general, so red grapes most of the time. Can add some white also, and then the whites for the harvest. So you have 3 big pneumatic presses. So there's like a inflatable balloon inside, which you blow up, and while the balloon gets bigger and bigger, it crushes the grapes very gently. So how do you make rosé? That's the question everybody asks.
Okay.
In general,
It is an interesting question.
as it's made of red grapes mainly, you will have a time where the juices, which are created by pressing, and the skins and the seeds are in contact. And in the skin of a grape, you have all the coloring pigments. So because when you open a red grape, inside it's white. So if you don't leave the skin in contact with the juices, you will get a white, basically. So the longer you leave the juices in contact with the skins, the darker your wine will get, and the darker your rosé will be. So here in Provence, we don't make dark rosés, obviously, very pale, salmony, pink rosés, that's what we want. So the pressing time is very short. We press for about 1 hour, 1 and a half. And then you have enough time to get the pigments out of the skins, which are then separated from the clear juices, and the skins will be distilled in an estate distillery. Step 2 for rosé and white. The juices from the press come inside the winery afterwards, and they will be transferred into these big tanks, which have, as you can see, big cold belts. So in these belts you have liquid glycol, which is circulating, and which brings the temperature down to about 5 degrees. So very cold. Why do we put the juices in there? Because we need to clarify them. So there's going to be a process of sedimentation which will be happening, because when you press any fruit you don't get a clear juice. You will get something which is a bit troubled by little elements floating inside, and so these little particles have to go down, basically. So that's why we use this cold belt and cold tanks, basically, also to prevent that the juices start fermenting too early. So when the sedimentation is finished, after about 5 days in there, we transfer then the clear juices into the left part of the winery, where the actual alcoholic fermentation starts. So we are standing now on the top of the concrete tanks, which are used only for reds in the vinification. You can see again the gravitary system that we have, because the grapes arrive from behind you, basically. They come through these big doors, basically.
Okay.
And we use for the reds the whole grape. We don't press them in the pneumatic press like the rosé and white. The grape goes entirely into the tank, basically. So we do hand picking before the grapes fall into the tanks. Every variety is vinified separately, and then we do blending in general. So for the reds we use mainly Cabernet, Syrah and Grenache. We have also a little bit of Cinsault, but in general it goes into the rosé. And the grapes will press themselves basically by weight, obviously. So you will have floating on top after a while the cap, which is consists out of the seeds and the skins, and underneath you will have the juices, basically. So in order to get the best extraction out of the cap, where all the interesting things are, the tannins, color, pigments and aromas, we have to mix the cap with the juices underneath, and that's why we what we call pigeage, or punching the cap. So we use a big metal stick to crush the cap, which is very thick, about 30 centimeters, and it's very physical also. We have to do it once a day during the whole fermentation.
Wow.
Which takes about 1 month for the reds until they are finished. And by mixing the cap with the juices, you get very full-bodied and powerful wines in the south in general. We're going to start tasting with the Grand Seuil. It's a sparkling wine, which we make here. And it's 100% Uni Blanc, so it's a Blanc de Blanc.
It's a blonde for a blonde?
A Blanc for a Blanc, maybe. Yeah, could be. We have also the pink version, but I don't have it cold. And I prefer the white. Do you want the pink?
I'd like to try it.
Then,
after the white.
Sorry, I saw one. Okay, we
Okay.
can do it. We can do the pink also.
Okay.
We're going to start with the white, which is much fresher.
Okay.
You will have green apple aromas, nice acidity, and quite a strong bubble.
Okay.
So we age these 9 months after the second fermentation in bottle. In general, for champagne, it's 1.5 years, 2 years, sometimes even longer. But we have to be fast. We only make 2,000 bottles of each, so we need them fast.
Okay, I'm excited. It's just Richard and I, and we're here in this tasting room. I get a private tasting this afternoon, and so we're gonna start with some bubbly. Oh, it smells so good. No, it's not champagne, but it's similar.
It's the same way of making, basically.
And
it's made like champagne, but we can't call it champagne.
Look at the view. It's a nice view, isn't it? So, yeah, this is delicious. It's going to be very difficult for me to throw out the rest of the wine. I'm going to have to finish. It's so sweet. It tastes, okay, I know this is probably an offense to say, but it reminds me a little bit, it's like an alcoholic apple cider.
Yeah,
like a sparkling apple cider.
Good. Mm-hmm. So this is the pink version of the Grand Seuil, which we had in white earlier. So here you have a blend again of Syrah and Uni Blanc. So you will have something more delicate. You have little red fruit and a very thin and elegant bubble. So it will be a bit more like a wine, this one.
But apparently...
Maybe less like cider, I think.
Okay, but apparently the ladies like this better. So let's...
The ladies like it better.
Yeah.
No, I've tasted it already.
Actually, I think I preferred the first one.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Which must mean I'm not a lady. But this one tastes fine.
I prefer the first one too. So.
I do. I think it was sweeter. I think the first one was sweeter than this one. It's good.
So, let's get to the heart of the tasting with the rosé. Mm-hmm. So, can you see it? This is the Chateau range in rosé. So we have 2 ranges of wines. We have Chateau and Grand Seuil. The Chateau range is the more easy drinking wine for the summer, more on the fruit. It has no oak on it, so it's really only stainless steel on the Chateau range. And these are wines which are very crisp, fresh, especially the rosé, where we have a blend of 4 different grapes. We have Grenache, Cabernet, Syrah, and Vermentino in this one.
Vermentino. That sounds Italian.
It is an Italian grape. Here in Provence we call it normally Rolle.
Okay.
But maybe Vermentino is more recognizable for you.
Vermentino. Okay.
So yeah, 2018 great vintage. We got the silver medal on this one.
Oh, the silver medal. So, cheers.
And so I didn't spit this one.
Okay. All right, let's try this. It has a silver medal. It's very dry, a bit dry. And not very dry, but it's a bit dry. It's sort of...
You have a good acidity, yeah.
It has much more of a masculine texture to it, for me.
It's a thirst killer.
It is. It's more of a watered down sort of a wine. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cuvée spéciale Chataeu du Seuil. It's our top rosé, basically. We only make 600 bottles of these. So it's a very small production from the oldest rosé wines we have. Well, it's red wine, but still. So you have only 2 grapes in here. You have Cinsault and Grenache. And it's a very full-body rosé, more for food. You should put this maybe on grilled fish, or if you have a nice grilled lamb chop in the summer on the barbecue, works well. And the advantage with rosé is that you can put it either with fish or with meat.
That's true.
Or with nothing. But I prefer that.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you switch over to white or red.
Okay, so let's try this one.
It's much oilier and much more concentrated than the first one.
It's still a bit watered down for my taste.
It's rosé.
Yeah.
That's the point of it. Okay. Now we're going to the white section, my favorite. Chateau du Seuil again, so the more easy drinking range. This white 2018 is made essentially out of Vermentino or Roll. You have about 70% Roll, 15 Grenache, and 15 Sauvignon Blanc. Only stainless steel for the winemaking. And the aging is about 6-7 months in stainless steel tanks. So for me, this is a perfect summer white. It goes also well with oysters if you like raw seafood. I can't eat them anymore, but I love them. But I'm allergic now, so.
Okay, so let's try this first white. I prefer this one.
More complexity than rosé.
That's a very good white. It's an excellent white. And he's right, this would go well with a seafood dinner or meal. This is excellent.
2016 Grand Seuil white. Almost 80% Sauvignon Blanc in this blend, so you'll see it's completely different from the first white. And then you have the rest, which is Vermentino. And this one spends about 6 months in oak. So it's a white, you can keep it a little bit also. You don't have to drink it right away, otherwise it's going to be too oaky, too much vanilla flavors. And in general, you keep it 2 to 5 years, and then it's perfect in general. So 16 was a good vintage, so you will see it's more like a Burgundy style white. So you have this oakiness, this buttery side on it, and it's really a white for food. So you need a nice fish with a good meaty consistency, or veal, poultry, white meats in general.
Or a cheeseburger.
Maybe.
It's a joke.
Or pizza.
A pizza.
This one, you will understand why.
Okay, so let's see this last one. Or the second to last one. This is also very smoky, but the first one was smokier.
More Syrah in the first one.
Oh, I like this one a lot. This is much better.
You have more roundness because of the yolk, and it's smoother than the first one. The first one you should maybe serve it a bit more chilled. But
Ooh, this is so good. This is really good. It's dry, but this has so much flavor. This is delicious.
yeah, it's very good length, and you should really put this on a nice piece of meat like lamb or game. Why not wild boar?
To put it on it or drink it with it?
No, to put it,
Put it on it, okay. Yeah. He's really into barbecuing, apparently. Yeah. Angel of...
L'Ange du Seuil. So this is not an appellation wine. It's out of the appellation because it's 100% Sauvignon Blanc. And it's what we usually call late harvest or October harvest. So this comes from only one parcel. So about, we made 4,000 bottles in total, so not many. And we harvest these grapes in end of October when they're covered by the noble rot, the botrytis. And then we press them and we leave them 2 years in the barrel.
2 years.
Yeah. And then you get something like this.
So you see, age does count. It's better. Wine gets better with age. So this is a dessert wine, and it's very sweet, like me. Okay.
Exactly.
So let's try this. Okay, I lied. This is my favorite. This is definitely my favorite. This is like a Tokai wine. This is very similar to Tokai wine. It's like honey. It's so good. This is dangerous.
It is. Because you have 15 degrees of...
15%.
15%.
Oh, I've had higher percentage.
Yeah.
18.
18?
Yeah, I think so.
But on sweet wines.
No, red wines. in Italy.
18%? Well, that's not legal.
Maybe
No,
17, maybe 17, but it's been very high.
17, I think, is the highest.
17 or 17 and a half.
Yeah. 17, after 17, it becomes liquor. Normally.
I don't think the Italians care about the laws.
Maybe not.
This is really phenomenal. So my top 3 picks, this would definitely be my first. But if you're not into sweet, then I would recommend the first one that I tried, which was the sparkling. This one. This was the first one that I tried. And this is the sparkling. The second best would be the last red that I tried, which is this one, thank you.
The Grand Seuil.
Grand Seuil. And then, of course, this last one, the very last one, is in this beautiful bottle. I actually love the bottle, too. It's the Angel of...
Seuil.
Of Seuil.
Yeah.
Seuil.
Yeah, so we know which bottle she's going to choose. The good thing is when you open the bottle, you can put the cork back on and you can keep it for 3 weeks in the fridge. So
really?
If you just want one glass, for example, you can keep the bottle afterwards then.
Did you hear that? That's awesome. I'm a bit tipsy now because I had a couple of glasses of the red after the tasting. I think in total I've had like 2 glasses, maybe 2.5. And then all the tasting before that. So now I am fini, and I think we're probably headed out soon. And I've had an excellent time here at Chateau du Seuil. I believe that's how you say it. And Richard has been very, very nice and very generous and very accommodating and helpful with everything. And the wine has been excellent. The view has been just beautiful. Love the view. It's been very calm and relaxing, a nice afternoon. The tour was fantastic, of course. All of the tours he gave me, both in the cellars, explaining how the wine is made, which was fascinating, and then also driving around the vineyards, which was a lot of fun to do. And when you do come to Chateau du Seuil, make sure to tell them that Lisa sent you. And until next time, everybody, don't get lost without me.